the exact amount that was in the account
on him. Our team thereafter advised that the body be taken to the nearest government hospital where it can be deposited in the morgue. Last paragraph on the page 1. Let it be known that Mr. Ileoluwa Aloba A.K. Mohbad was not a patient of Perez Medical Hospital and was never admitted at our hospital at any material time whatsoever. Also, the nurse who was said to be administering the treatment on him at home is not a staff of Perez Medical Hospital, and that the video of the medical facility circulating in the media space in which the late Mohbad, Ileoluwa Oladimeji A.K. Mohbad, is seen alive and receiving treatment is not Perez Medical Hospital. That's page 1. Page 2. We are compelled to issue the statement to set the record straight and correct the wrong and the false misinformation being circulated about Perez Medical Hospital. We urge everyone to desist from spreading false information and be mindful of the sensitivity of this matter. While we express our condolence to the family and friends of the deceased, Mr. Ileoluwa Oladimeji Aloba, we also lend our voice to the call for thorough investigation into the circumstances of sudden death. Thanks, Perez Medical.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Uncle Bio Billions. I wish I could clap for you. So now, we can see that so Mohbad was brought in dead to the hospital, as confirmed by Perez Medical Care Hospital. According to the preliminary report released by the police, it was said that when Mohbad began to experience the anaphylaxis, he was rushed to the hospital and he died en route to the hospital. Am I correct?
Yes, anaphylaxis is shock.
Good. Then they rushed him to the hospital because the nurse couldn't find out that the situation has escalated, and for them to quickly solve the situation, then he was rushed. And then, because as a result of that, he died on the way. And when he got to the hospital, they saw that he's dead. Now, Perez Hospital said he was brought in dead already and that he has shown signs of rigor mortis. Now, are we saying that if rigor mortis is a process that sets in 2 to 4 hours after death, are we now saying that it takes, number one, the first puzzle is, are we now going to conclude that the process of taking Mohbad to the hospital lasted between 2 to 4 hours? That is one. That's one. The second one is, when they performed CPR, they were looking for certain signs, which includes a particular sign. They call it pupil dilation. Pupil fixing and pupil dilation.
No. They did not perform CPR. They could not.
That was according to... They said attempting. Yeah, they said they were looking out for certain... They said they discovered that there were signs of no life and no heartbeats, no recordable vital signs.
Yes. On attempting, yes.
Okay, and his pupil
was fixed and deleted.
Okay, so if you go online and check, how long does it take for the pupil to become fixed and dilated after death? You will find out that it is 19 hours. After death, you can Google it and ask and inquire from Google how long it takes for the pupil to become fixed and dilated after death. So this is what I was able to come up with. Effective pupillary dilation was achieved up to 19 hours after death. Pupil dilation up to 2.9 millimeter was measured and occurred in a heterogeneous group of unfixed tissue bank eyes. The results are seen across a range of iris colors. The results were also seen in any eyes, both pre and post tissue procurement. Okay, so 12 to 19 hours after death, that is when you get pupil dilation. So if Mohbad's body was taken to the hospital and pupil dilation and fixing is observed, then are we going to say that now that we can confirm that it takes 12 to 19 hours for pupil dilation to be established, did it take 12 to 19 hours for Mohbad to be rushed from home to the Perez hospital? Did the journey took 12 to 19 hours before the pupil dilation can be observed? That's the second one. Because pupil dilation is the process. It's one of the process of rigor mortis. When you observe rigor mortis, one of the things you observe the signs is pupil dilation. Now, the third one is this: heartbeats. How long does it take for the heart to stop after death? That's like 9 to 10 minutes. So if the heart stops beating and you can administer CPR on time, there is a chance of resuscitating the person back to life. So Mohbad is dead, and there was no signs of heartbeat. There was no peripheral pulse or central pulse in the system. So that means that the line of argument that the nurse and the people in the house rushed Mohbad upon experiencing the anaphylaxis reaction immediately to the hospital does not hold water, because they've already seen the signs of rigor mortis in his body. And lastly, according to Adura said nobody can say he or she saw Mohbad on Monday. So, and also, Mohbad, in her first account of what happened, she said Mohbad died on Monday. So the Monday argument, the line of argument that it was Tuesday does not hold water. And we can see that the preliminary police report is riddled with a lot of inconsistencies. Lies that they themselves cannot.
Why they expose our police now? How about?
So
let me ask this question. Perez and Kuramed, which hospital was visited first?
Kuramed.
Was it Kuramed?
Yes. Perez later.
Okay.
Has Kuramed brought out any?
No, nothing from
reports?
Kuramed.
Oh, no.
Okay.
So
that is what
he was brought in there dead, and I think the witnesses testified to the fact that they went to Perez, the second hospital, to reconfirm what they were told at the first hospital, that they didn't believe Mohbad was dead.
Hold on.
At the first hospital.
Hold on, Gracie, please. Who issued the reports? Is Perez Nabi?
Perez,
yeah.
That means Perez could be okay. That means Perez could be the one that issued the certificate to then.
I don't think it's Perez.
Because it could be Perez. Because
it was brought in dead and they couldn't ascertain the cause of death.
Fourth man, look at this. They said that when you're advising someone to take a person to the morgue, that means there have to be a statement issued to that effect. Because if you look at it, our team thereafter advised that the body should be taken to the nearest government medical hospital where it can be deposited. You understand? Now look at, upon inquiry about the circumstances leading to his death, you can only ask that question because you want to prepare a death certificate or a death statement. That is only when you can be asking this question. If you look at that context, it was observed and the person who brought him to our facilities were informed that it was a case of BID.
Yeah.
You understand? Upon inquiry about the circumstances leading to the emergency, our team was informed that the deceased was being treated at home by a nurse and that she administered injections in him. I think thereafter advice. So I would say that possibly that is the reason they are asking that, making that inquiry. Possibly they want to issue a statement or sentence or statement.
Yeah, so it means even after them being advised to take the body to a government-recognized morgue, they still took the body back to the house.
Yes.
Instead of taking the body to the morgue as advised by the police. And then after they took the body to the house, then they called Mohbad's mom to come. They didn't call the father, but they called the mom. And it was only when the father came and saw his dead son that they decided to put the body. He tried to put the body in the morgue, and it was refused because he needed a doctor's report. So you can see some inconsistencies on part of the police and the lies that has been perpetrated. I just wanted to put us to put more clarity, because some of us in the justice camp, some of us grant to a halt when the anti-justice camp come with some antics. They try to ask you some questions and then you blunder for answers, and they try to use their tricks to get around you. So be clear-sighted. The body was taken to the morgue and Mohbad was BID. Any issue of, but the nurse was, but they rushed him to the hospital and he died on the way. Okay, if he died on the way, they should still observe signs of life, or at least they should observe they should not have observed that his eyes was fixed and his pupils were dilated, and at least they should not have observed rigor mortis, except it took them 2 to 4 hours to get there. I think that was why they decided to chip in that issue of traffic. Maybe they want to say they try to wedge that traffic in there.
Traffic.
They spent up to 2 to 4 hours in the traffic, and let's say 5 hours in traffic, and Mohbad bodies begin to go into rigor mortis while in the traffic, which is why they put in chip in that lie that the driver says his body is cold. The driver said his body is cold, so they tried to make it seem as though Mohbad was carried into the car alive, struggling for his life, and then because of the traffic on the way to the hospital, his body, got cooled down. He died, his body cooled down, and then began to experience rigor mortis. You see, so. But when he got to the hospital, the hospital they saw that his eyes was fixed, and his pupils were dilated, and that takes 12 to 19 hours to happen. You see, so except they want to tell us that in the traffic they use 12 to 19 hours in the traffic, or 2 to 4 hours in the traffic.
So with this summation, let's take 12 hours from 3 o'clock. At about that time,
Tuesday. 2 o'clock from Tuesday.
Yes, I know. Let's even say 4:30. Let's take 12 hours from 4:30.
Okay, that's like 4 a.m. I guess in the morning.
I mean, we're going to Kutikweni here, man.
I was say that guy died maybe possibly in the late in the night, and they try to salvage everything to the morning so that people will start coming.
Yeah, can I say something, please?
Yeah, so that's my submission. Thank you.
Because even the 78,
Can I say something, please?
ma.
Yeah, I just want to chip in something that Crocodile has just said about the 12 to 19 hours. Actually, the dilation takes stages. I think the stages Crocodile is talking about will be the last phase anyway, because I work in the hospital. When a patient dies, when somebody dies, yeah, one thing, the pupil will be fixed and dilated, yeah. But in this Mohbad's case, he actually died at home. Because from the narrative they said, when on their way, the driver touched him and it was cold. A fresh, deadly person won't be that very cold, you understand? So by the time they get to hospital, they will still see that, this person has just died. There's a way we know that this person has just died and this person has died for a long time. For him to have rigor mortis, which takes about at least 2 hours. So it must have died 2 hours prior them taking him to the hospital. So he actually died at home. He didn't die on their way at all, no. because it said from the house they had traffic. It took them about 30 minutes or 40 minutes. That's what they said. So it shouldn't have gotten into rigor mortis before they got to the hospital. So definitely he died
in the house
at home.
Just let me just have one more question. So there's this thing that says bone and skin cells can stay alive for several days. It takes around 12 hours for a human body to be cool to the touch and 24 hours to cool to the core. Rigor mortis commences after 3 hours and lasts until 36 hours after death. Rigor mortis commences after 3 hours and lasts until 36 hours after death. Forensic scientists use clues such as this for estimating the time of death. So the first point is bone and skin tissue cells stay alive for several days. It takes around 12 hours for a human body to be cool to the touch and 24 hours to cool to the core. That is, when you touch the body and the body is cold, when you touch the body and the body is cold, it's cool to your touch, then it means that the person has been dead for 12 hours. But the inner core, I'm talking about the kidney, the liver, and the stomach and the intestines, everything gets cool 24 hours after death. So we don't know how these people. So are we saying that when the driver touched, when Mohbad's body was cool to the driver's touch, was it immediately, was it on the way? Because if Mohbad was carried into the car alive, how was it cool to the touch of the driver? Are we saying that they spent 12 hours on the way to the morgue, to the hospital? Yeah, because I don't know, maybe during Hollywood, when the actor was about to die, he touches maybe his wife or his friends are touching, he dies. It's already cold or something, So we don't know how they got to come up with that line of argument. I think the argument is flawed and it can't hold water because it takes 12 hours for the human body to be cool to the touch. So it's cool to the touch. For it to be cool to the touch of the driver, it means Mohbad has died 12 hours before. All that line of argument or alibi is just a lie. That's
whichever way, whatever they have said, whatever Perez said and the testimonies and is getting cold, all of them will still be in trouble because it's so glaring that this guy, as of the time that they are claiming he died, has died a long time before, way long time before that. Because all these indices we've been talking on this platform shows that he had died a long time before now. Abi?
The things that you use to determine that can possibly give you accurate time of death is body temperatures, rigor mortis, degree of putrefaction, stomach content. So they've listed it that the body temperature and rigor mortis are most accurate time to determine possibly the time of death. So if that body was cold, that means we have to look at what hours the person dies that the body starts getting cold. We already know that the moment of rigor mortis starts 2 hours after death. So the body temperature, when does it change to cold when somebody died?
Okay, sorry, what did you say?
I'm saying that the attempts to determination of time of death is body temperature.
The temperature, yeah.
Yeah, rigor mortis.
Yeah.
So these are two accurate that can tell us. They can accurately tell us. So almostly when the person died. I mean, rigor mortis has established that rigor mortis setting 2 hours after death, but can still last to 36 to 48 hours in some cases.
Yeah.
But body temperature, at what point did body start getting cold when the person died? At what immediate stage? Did you 6 hours after?
1 day.
4 hours after?
I think, after death, since the heart has stopped beating, and we pretty much understand that the reasons why the body is kept warm is due to the blood circulation. around the body, keeps the body warm. Warm blood circulating the system keeps it warm, keeps the body warm. And we can see from here that it takes 12 hours for the human body to be cool. The body gets cool because the blood is no more circulating, the heart has stopped beating, and then the temperature plummets. After that, it takes 12 hours for the human body to be cool to the touch, and then 24 hours to be cool to the core. So the internal organs like the heart, the kidney, the liver, the stomach, the intestine and the rest gets cool, begin to cool after 24 hours because there is no more blood. And one of the organs in the body that helps to keep the body temperature stable is the liver, because liver works, does a lot of work. So it generates heat.
It's 12 hours. The bodies may feel cool to the touch within 12 hours, and it can take up to 24 hours for the core to cool. So this guy has died before he died 12 hours. They've had him dead for more than 12 hours.
If possible,
if the body is cold.
He has died for more than 12 hours.
Now, we just have to start analyzing this. The more we analyze, the more fact we get. Now, it is saying that two factors that can determine time of death. That can give time of death is rigor mortis and body temperature. Now, if the body was cold in the car, that means it will take 12 hours before body can get cold. That means possibly, if it's even 6 hours, let's say body temperature Mohbad started 6 hours. That means he was dead in the house before they even took him out. 6 hours dead. And the locomotive already starts setting in from some certain part of the body, which they, as a professional, they will not notice. Because if they notice, they might not take him to the hospital. It's because where it started from, they might not notice that aspect. It is because they started noticing the coolness of the body, that's why they decide to take him. Don't you think so?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I think
it is because they find out that the body is getting cold, and at the end of the day, they have to do something.
The body has already gone cold while in the house.
Yes, while in the house.
Yeah, they need to pin it on a story so as to make it sound as though
he died on when they were trying to give him help.
To ensure that Mohbad was saved, and that to make it look as though Mohbad did not die in the house. But
the house. And this is why, Fatma, the phone forensics is very, very important. They need to know at what point they start making calls and who they were calling at that time of that Tuesday, Monday to Tuesday. That line is very, 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 very important.
I think the lawyer played a role in this, because when, according to Mohbad's father, he met the lawyer there, and the thing is, they're trying to take away that fact that Mohbad died in the house. The question
they are trying to
is, why are they trying as much as possible to put out a narrative that Mohbad
he didn't die in the house.
Yes.
He didn't die in the house.
Yes, they're trying to put out the narrative for me, because they do not want.
And because
if truly Mohbad was treated by the hospital,
everybody in the house,
and he died,
everybody in the house,
as a result
everybody in the house,
as a result of the nurse injection, there is nothing wrong for them to say it was as a result of
he died. Yeah, it was a result of the nurse.
Yes,
so it was 2 hours.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm telling you that the nurse, there's a statement there that the nurse said on onset to work on it. So I believe that the nurse did not inject Mohbad on Tuesday. I would say it's Tuesday. I would say maybe earlier on Monday, or late on Monday, or earlier on Tuesday. Because even Adura in his testimony said that the nurse did not go with them to the hospital. It's only Wunmi that said the nurse went with them. 3 different times they asked Adura. He did not. It was only when the lawyer tried to manage up to make sure he pinned Adura to say that he died in the hospital. He was with them at the hospital. So now, looking at the circumstances of the death now, putting the lawyer in the scene, the lawyer is there to interpret the implication of that guy dying in the house to everybody. And that is why they will stick to one story, because the moment one of them sleep, then they can establish that they were there. And the lawyer was trying to interpret it that even if you talk, you go for accessory to murder or accomplice or manslaughter, or no way anybody will go without getting a case. So that's what the lawyer is presently trying to do when he came there. He's trying to interpret what the law says about them witnessing or being around the dead body in the house. So that is why all of them will keep sticking to themselves. And that is why if one goes, they will carry the rest. When Darusha was going to write the embalming story, he carried Adura. Adura carried Wumi. And those are the three key people. You see?
Yeah.
So every indication. So now what the legal team needs to do, it is what they need to establish is this Kuramed statement here, this Perez statement here, it is enough to examine the possibility and time of death with what the autopsy or toxicology have. Even without the autopsy, the possible way to determine the time of death, it is rigor mortis and body temperature. Once they can establish that, Wumi said that the body was getting cold in the car. It is not possible for somebody that just died down and about started getting cold. Medically, it is not possible because this is what we are reading in the medical line.
Yeah.
So if the body is getting cold in the car, it has okay. The pathologist or the doctor should now answer: is it possible for somebody to die immediately and still have the body get cold?
Bio.
Yes,
please.
yes.
Is it possible, since the body is becoming stiff? Now, is it how possible it is? Because I want wear one way sorry bike. How possible it is that they put him on the bike? That is one. And also, we all know that there is a bike does not function again in Lekki. Where did they get the bike? Or do they call a dispatch rider? Dispatch rider, to come and pick him up or what? So please, I need more light to that.
The light. What you just said exactly is a light. You know, what you just said is a light because you brought out the darkness and light. Because what they're trying to do is to put a narrative out there. So they're trying to patch up with a lot of fallacies and lies to buttress that point. What you just said exactly is a light because yes, there is no bike within that area, but not function within that area. And the other point that you raised is, how can you carry rigor mortis body on top of a bike? It's not even possible. Just like you're trying to carry a log of wood. You're trying to carry a log of wood on a bike.
One person cannot carry dead body. That is one we should establish that. Because she said it was Mohbad and OG that was on the bike. And it is not possible for one person that does not have the grip of his body to be on a bike with just one person.
And that leads to one thing because Baba Mohbad said they called his former wife, that is, they called Mohbad and they did not call him. They told him to go home and they called Mohbad.
Grace, I got you.
So if they called Mohbad, what were they planning to do by only calling Mohbad? That is one. The second question is, according to the recent interviews by Mohbad, the man said when Mohbad was alive and Mohbad was he was going for the introduction, he saw that Mohbad was already there with her friends and she was all prepped up and ready for the engagement.
But I've accepted Grace. I don't know why it's not all. Go ahead. Grace is not here. I've picked him up.
And that she was alright. That she was already there and ready and prepped up with her friends and everyone for the engagement, as though they've told her to be ready and she's aware of the plan to change the occasion from introduction to engagement.
Hello.
Yeah, Grace, you are here, sir.
Yeah, report from Sahara Reporters. Wumi has petitioned Baba Mohbad.
Class, has also petitioned. Mama Mohbad has also petitioned Baba.
Okay.
So it's petition. And that was why I even climbed up the
initially because I saw those petitions.
Let me see Mama Mohbad. I've not seen that one. No. Oh, now that one I want 15 million.
Guys. Hold on. Can we just Gurasi? Okay, which platform, please? Can somebody find the petition? Let's read and have fun.
It's on. Let me read.
It's on Reporters. I saw it.
Let me read the Mama Mohbad on.
Wait, now go do now. Emma, calm down now. I just is very crazy. I was at the. I go my lawyer tobacco. Where did Crocodile run to? Oh, Crocodile. I need you enjoy your time, please. Oh yeah, let's BioBillion. Can you get the copy?
Yeah, I'm searching at the moment.
Okay, good. Where this Mama Mohbad's petition? Who is the lawyer?
A lawyer is Salam.
Bayo, I will sue you.
Salahu
I sent you message. Our message will petition Baba. You did not.
Mo pe platform account kan pere ni mo ní tí n bá go through tí n bá kúrò lórí bíbá mo ní lè wọlé money.
Young Daddy Salahu Akingbolu and Co. Number 23, Alaja Koforola Crescent, off Awolowo Road, Ikeja, Lagos. That is Mama Zone.
Salah what?
Salahu Akingbolu and Co. Yeah.
Which street?
Number 23, Alaja Koforola Crescent, off Awolowo Road, Ikeja, Lagos.
Okay. Well, it's quite unfortunate that they are writing petition and the person they are petitioning has not received the petition, but they are very quick to publish it on the pages of newspaper. They should have served Baba before making it public.
It's not newspaper, it's Sahara Reporters.
Sahara Reporter is just the social media.
Yeah.
He's the one that is serving the petition.
Yeah, I want to call bailiff.
Mohbad's one was published 3 hours ago, and Wumi's 1 hour ago.
That has given them 7 days.
The person that petitioning has not received any of those, but they are quick to publish it to the public.
It's getting sweeter and it's getting sweet. This is interesting. It's interesting. Interesting.
The topic of Mama Mohbad's own.